One's a former NFL star turned esports coach.
But I was getting the stink eye from my wife. She's like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing."
And one's a dad who can't stop playing Rocket League.
These kids these days, they're like, blah, 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 blah. We're used to jump and run.
Together, they welcome you to Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge.
Welcome to Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge. This is your ultimate destination for all things gaming. The hosted by myself, the all-time leading rusher here. So yes, let's do the play football and other things. And so probably before night with everything. So thank you for coming in. And this is the show that we're going to get the weekly getaway of gaming goodness. I'm a gaming enthusiast, so we will talk about the latest news, hottest game releases, in-depth discussions about things like Devil May Cry, Season 1, Episode 3, and what else we got? Oh, we got PlayStation stuff going on there, cool for PlayStation, and a new system is coming out. Somebody we know very well just put a new system out on the market, launched today. And talk a little bit about my weekend down in North Carolina, North Cackalack. Had a good time with a good friend and partner of mine down there with a little group called Spin, if you heard of that. So we had a good time this weekend. And then, so we were supposed to have the, I'll say, before I get into that, let me finish the intro here. So welcome to my Gamers Lounge. So this is something for everyone. So grab your controller, settle in, and join us as we dive into a dynamic world of gaming. Not the real owner, man. How you doing? We got Bane also in the chat. Actors jump online. And here is my man. We got our guest just jumped in, so I'll leave him back there for now because I got to get all ready to introduce our guy. That's going to be coming in, and we're going to be having a fun conversation with my man. So checking in with my man Akido. So like I mentioned, I was down in North Carolina for the weekend. I was supposed to have the in-person, college Carolina Collegiate Cup. Didn't happen. We didn't get enough teams, but that's okay. Learning lesson. But we met some cool people that will then, help us replan it and launch it down there maybe between now and next year. Not maybe, but I'll say maybe because it might be happening sooner than later, than a year. So something between now and next year to plan forward to doing some competition at the college level of for esports in the Carolina area. Carolina was nice. It was kind of like the weather here in Texas, Akido, and chat. And so it was a little chilly in the morning, but by the afternoon, by like noon, it kicked up into the 70s, low 70s, stayed around there, which was perfect for that time. For this time of year, November, the South doesn't get too steamy hot, all the humidity's gone, all that good stuff. So, and then so we were at the Peach Belt Esports Conference Championship, and it was some schools. So most of the schools from Carolina, a few from Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Kentucky, drove over to compete in Overwatch, Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, a little bit of Madden. It was free for all there. It was free to play. Was Madden. So I didn't get a chance. I was socializing and helping, socializing and talking business. So I didn't get a chance to play some Madden, which I was trying to. I was like, oh my God, I want to play some Madden so bad. But that's okay. Was good business weekend. But had a good time hanging out with good friend Rick and his wife Laura. So thank you for that hospitality as well. So Akido, now over to you. I know you had a fun weekend. You had some.
It was grinding Pokemon. What else did I do?
Was it Pokemon birthday? Weekend? Did you have some birthday parties?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, I'm about to say you have some type of fun. Yeah, a little bit more fun than I did.
No, yeah, it was my my kid Artemis's 4th birthday. We had the family come up, and we had some family come down up north, and we did like a little Bluey birthday party for him at the house.
Oh, Bluey, I like that show.
It was chill. I mean, like he had, his balloons. He got to play with his brother. The grandparents had fun. He had ice cream cake. He devoured. He ate it with such a straight face. He's like, oh, I'm like,
oh man,
Bro was putting it down.
Ice cream cake at
Yeah.
3, 4.
Yeah, because that was tradition for me. I think I've had ice cream cake every birthday since I was like 2. So we kind of kept following that up.
Gotcha.
Kind of with
All right.
Artemis. So.
Like son, like father, like son. Got it. What's the flavors? Was it vanilla, chocolate?
It's whatever, man.
something?
Honestly, it's whatever Meyer had. It was like a chocolate on the bottom with like some vanilla on top, and then like some sort of cookie crumble thing at the bottom of it, like one of those Miss Fields like cakes or something like that. I mean, like it was good. The frosting was like, you know, good. We wrote "Happy Birthday" Artie on it,
Of course.
So
yeah, there you go.
We still got some left over. I might get a scoop later.
Ooh, dessert. That's called dessert right there.
That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. No, I'm just kidding. I listened at my laptop
eating some ice cream birthday cake for breakfast.
Hey, I did not today. Not today. Not yesterday. Well, I haven't period, but I was thinking about it. I just got my lab results back, so Akido's gonna have to cut back on the ice cream
that
cake.
Grown people stuff, huh? Some of that grown people stuff.
Yeah, grown people stuff. All right.
Gotcha. So, all right, man. That was a heck of a check-in. So let's take it to a commercial break from our partners over at Slide Drink, which I gotta get you a case. They just sent me a case. You gotta get a case. So
there you go.
Let me get down here, hit the commercial, and we'll see you in a few with our special guests. Get here, hit the click, and see you in a minute. Whether you're deep in the digital world or out exploring the great outdoors, Slide Drink keeps the good times rolling. So power up your play with Slide Boost for energy, Slide Chill to relax, and Slide Dream to recover. No matter where your adventures take you, explore with Slide. Refresh, recharge, and repeat. All right, so we got every now and then we get lucky, super lucky to bring in a fantastic individual, new friend of ours. Did you know him before me, or did it vice versa, or the same time?
You know what? I was thinking about that the other day. And I think I met him at the Pfizer Forum event with Battle. I think he was there at that one, but then for sure we've met at the Midwest Gaming Classic. So
my man, who I'm about to bring in, as you see his name on the screen, Tommy Ludan, is doing something that a lot of us, oh my God, you know, as 40-somethings and 30-somethings, if this could be our business and our job to do every day, I'm waking up early and going to bed late every time because I'm going to be gaming every day. Even if I do an event with somebody, I'm going to come home and do my own event.
Facts.
For the games he has, because all those games are the retro fire games of sports, some fighting, but just brings me back. I'll just be like, I gotta play. I just finished an event. I didn't get to play, so I gotta play some games. You know, that's what I used to do when I was coaching at Lakeland. I was like, all these kids just practice and competed. So before I would head home, I would jump on Call of Duty or Madden for like an hour before I left the building. So with further ado, I bring in my man, special guest, Tommy Ludan, owner of CARCADE, based out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Man, what's up, Tommy? How you doing?
Doing well. Thank you for the very kind intro.
Hey, man, for sure. No, it's been awesome since the day one. I met you at the Midwest Gaming Classic, and they had me at CARCADE because I knew exactly what that meant. Just like Akido try to like have little secret code names, and he goes by Akido Chinaru, which is video game room, which is awesomeness. So when I heard CARCADE, I already know what that meant. I was like, it's a video game room on wheels. That's easy to figure out. So
it was a happy accident. When I was thinking of stuff and it was kind of in the idea stage, I thought of something completely different.
All right.
And then because of the other day job, I was like, how did I not see and think of this right here? And CARCADE was born.
Oh my goodness. So that's one question you already answered right there for me, because I was going to go into that. But I know it might be a deeper story behind that. But before we get into those questions about CARCADE and about yourself and where you at now, we have the verbatim questions we usually ask everyone coming to the Gamers Lounge, because we're in the Gamers Lounge, right? Even though it's virtual, we're in our own Gamers Lounge, spread across the United States right now. So the first question coming on the Gamers Lounge is, what is your gaming origin story? So what game was it? How old were you? And who was it that introduced you? Mom, dad, brother, uncle, cousin, sister, third removed from your mama's side? Who was that person? And what game was it? as well.
So it's kind of a twofold answer. So the first game that I can remember playing was like I know it was basically Mario Brothers. That's the short answer on NES. Getting that on the Christmas morning when you got Mario and Duck Hunt and the Zapper Gun, and that's kind of how it started.
Guilty.
That I can recall.
Okay.
Now, kind of the story that I've always heard was the day I was born, my dad actually found an Atari way back in the day, and so it was just like he's like, "Oh my god, like I'm gonna get this. This is for Tommy. Like, you know, my son's born. Like, this is awesome." And everybody was like, "He's too young. He's clearly not going to be able to play that for quite a while."
Right.
And
the
so
controller
I heard stories,
is like just as big as his body right now.
right? And so I heard all the stories about like my mom and dad and my nonna and everybody playing the video games like while I was getting there, and they got competitive on Pac-Man. That's the one that I heard the most there. But for me, it kind of started with Mario and then took off into a little bit of everything.
Nice. So Zelda, what else? Metroid, Double Dribble.
Zelda, Double Dribble, yes. Zelda was one that I can remember renting it back in the days of renting games.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And it was one where if you didn't have the map, you're like, and also the maturity, like you're like,
no strategy guys, right? Yeah,
no map, no strategy guide, no idea. We're like, all right, we got this game for 24 hours. Let's figure out what we can do. And Zelda typically takes a little bit longer than that.
True, very true.
And I actually I beat Zelda Ocarina before I beat Zelda on NES. So it was just I had to kind of work backwards. And now I'm like, oh, it's beautiful, but there's no way as a kid that I would have gotten that.
No, me neither. It took me, I can't remember how long it took me to beat the original Zelda and the gold cartridge, but it took me a while, but I beat it.
Yeah.
Because my rule, everybody in the chat knows this, and Akido, and now you learn this too, Tommy. My mom and dad rule was I had to master a game or beat it before I asked for a new game.
Yep.
So I was on that thing a good, I would say, I was 7. So I probably was on it at least 5 months, 4 or 5 months, because I had school. It came out at Christmas time and then right back to school, and I had to stay hitting the books. So I was like on it like a couple times a week. And then by that time I had baseball going on too. So I was gaming on and off the bedroom. And then too.
Man, and it was something too where my brother and I, it was like we're a year and a half apart. So we had to have stuff where it was either we could take turns very quickly or we could both play at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
And so that helped build up, like, I guess, the type of games that I like to play a lot. We didn't get into a lot of RPGs back in the day because it's just, all right, I'm going to sit and watch you play. And so that didn't work as far as hanging out with my brother. But we really kind of got into a lot of the fun, the multiplayer games, the sports, the fighting games, some of the stuff you kind of alluded to earlier.
Nice. So, yeah, because the couch co-op, that was awesomeness. I know you just have to, like you said, you got to have patience though.
See, and I don't know.
That's the biggest thing about a couch co-op.
Did you ever we had this, my dad had this thing where we had to unplug the NES because otherwise it was going to get too hot and we didn't want to take that risk in the house because video games were still so new and you're like, and I remember like
smart man.
My brother and I were trying to be ninjas every morning because it was in our bedroom and it was like, all right, I'm not going to wake up my other brother. I want to just plug it in quietly and turn on the TV. But they were CRTs back in the day. So you heard that like pop. And then that's either that or the button tapping, even silently.
Oh, yeah.
You woke up
the
other one.
That. Yeah.
All right, I got next. And so that's kind of how the day started.
Gotcha. Hey, that's music to my ears right there. Because for me, especially on the weekends, if I didn't have football or baseball, it was Saturday morning cartoons and then Tecmo Bowl or Super Mario Brothers or Zelda. Or a Duck Hunt.
Do you remember? I can remember the first 3 games I got, and then after that, it was all kind of a blur because we would each get different games and things like that. But started with Mario and Duck Hunt, obviously with the game.
Yeah, with the system.
Spy Hunter.
Ooh, good one.
Great arcade game.
Arcade game. Yes.
Although per your rule, I never would have gotten another game because I never beat Spy Hunter.
I don't think who's beat Spy Hunter. We need to go on a mission for that one.
Maybe we'll have to set that up as a challenge.
100%.
And then Excite Bike, and it was one of those.
Nice.
I've since learned. I'm like, man, the Famicom version was 2-player, but I'm like, man, it would have been so nice for the US release of Excite Bike to be 2-player as well.
Right. See, I didn't know that. I never, yeah, it was always one player.
Yep.
Gotcha. So let's get into some Carcade questions now. So, what first inspired you to open up this arcade style gaming business of yours that is, mobile, and I know people enjoy it 100%. So, what inspired? What was that inspiration?
The idea actually came from a conversation with a friend just like this between bar exams. So
Yeah.
Born and raised here in Milwaukee, but went to law school in Florida. And so that being the case, knowing I was going to take the Wisconsin bar anyway, I had to take both exams. So I'm waiting on Florida's results.
Smart guy, ladies and gentlemen. Smart guy here. Yeah.
Or at least hopefully portray it outwardly.
Gotcha.
But yeah, then I was like waiting on those results, studying for Wisconsin's, and we were talking. I was like, man, how fun would it be to go to a Brewers game and play Mario Kart, or go up to Lambeau and play Madden or Tech Mobile, or just recreate that vibe of going to a friend's house where you're like, I got next, but do that anywhere.
Right.
So that was the study break between the exam prep for some odd reason. Came home, did the lawyer thing. Still am a lawyer, but this is a little bit more fun, a little bit more social. And it's kind of nice because I get to put, in a lot of ways, all the skills I've gained, hopefully, along the years, whether it was, that socialization and learning how to deal with crowds as a bartender before law school or during law school.
Right.
Learning to work with family, and they had vehicle-based businesses like a limousine business. So I'm like, oh, there's the upkeep and the storage of something like that. That's not really brick and mortar. The legal stuff I wrote for a video game law blog that's still on the web, I believe. I still saw my article up there. I think the last time I checked it out. So
okay, we got to check that out.
I believe he's a Houston-based attorney.
That's right down here.
Yeah, it's lawofthegame.com.
Lawofthegame.com. Nice.
But yeah,
so was he representing like game companies or content creators?
I'm not sure what he's doing now. I haven't spoken with him in quite a while.
Gotcha.
It was something, like I said, coming right out of law school, and I was just trying to build up my resume, my writing techniques, things like that, a little bit of a knowledge base, and getting to write about IP and video games was pretty fun along the way.
Gotcha.
But all of those things came together, and that's pretty much how CARCADE was born.
Nice. So were there any early challenges getting CARCADE going?
Yes. Short answer, yes, and that's still the short answer. There are still challenges. But it's I think that's the enjoyable part. And I think for anybody that starts a business or tries something new, that's always the challenge too, is like it's your baby to really dive into and make it what you want. And so it was, especially here in Milwaukee, or at least Wisconsin, I should say. There wasn't really too many gaming entertainment services like this. And, a lot of times it was me learning how to even describe it too, where they'd say, what is CARCADE? And I'd be like, oh, it's mobile video games. They're like, oh, you mean on your phone? And I was like, no, it's, more of these vehicles. Oh, you mean like those giant trailers? And I'm like, no. So even my delivery of the pitch was terrible.
Right.
And I'd show them the picture, and it was kind of flattering too, because it wasn't new. They were like, oh, I've never seen anything like that, which is also why it's patented, which is kind of cool as far as the setup.
Well, that's the lawyer right there. Good job.
And it was just like, so it was just trying to find a way to make that work, and then trying to express it better. So that's why I've come to call it the Anywhere Arcade, because I feel that's a little bit more encompassing too. And then people will ask, oh, what is that? And then I'm like, okay, great. Now I have a little bit of a leeway to explain it.
Right.
And it's also accurate too, because we can play indoors, we can play outdoors, with or without the vehicles. So that's always kind of fun.
Gotcha, guys. So you kind of mentioned this already. You kind of talked about it, touched on it already, the uniqueness of CARCADE, and the CARCADE game. So compared to traditional arcades, what is something that makes it very unique? I mean, you kind of mentioned it already. So just add on to that question.
Well, and I don't think you can beat that. Like, there's a certain something classic arcades have.
Right.
There's a nostalgia. There's a vibe. There's the lights and the smell. Like, there's just something about going to an old school arcade and
putting that quarter up on the thing. Like, I'm next. That's my quarter.
And we have some awesome local arcades, and you kind of see more and more popping up, which is awesome.
Yep,
I always kind of say they're fine Italian dining. I'm the pizza delivery guy. That's what CARCADE is.
I like the comparison. That's a good one. Good one. So how do you balance the retro arcade feel with some of today's modern gaming trends and technology that's popping up as we know?
Well, I think to me that's the best part of gaming is when you're local, like the couch co-op, when you're with friends and hanging out and playing. And you can do that whether it's an old Nintendo game, whether it's a game on PS5 or Xbox or kind of anything in between. And so those are the ones that I try to suggest and that CARCADE offers in that regard, because you get as many people playing as possible. You get everybody engaged. It's not just a forever audience or, like a game of Tekken, a game of Rocket League. Those are newer things, but, even a game of Tecmo Bowl or NBA Live. I mean, just kind of pick a console, pick a game, pick a genre.
Right.
It's retro and modern. Good games last the test of time, I think.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And so it's really just kind of conveying that those are both out there. And for me, it's one of those. It almost like gets into soapbox territory, which I always try to caution people at least.
Right.
But it's like there's something where even if a game is released, it's polished and you're like, oh my gosh, this is fun. You don't have to worry about, patches or anything like that. And there's something where like even first person shooters, like Halo, modern Halo is great, but it's one of the few you can still do split screen couch co-op or couch competitive games. Whereas you look at stuff like Fortnite or like I love Marvel Rivals. It's awesome, but how much more fun would it be to me if you could all do that in the same room?
Facts.
And we had the same fourth screen, split screen abilities. And so to be able to do that with the friends, that's I think what bridges the retro to modern. It's gaming, it's entertainment, it's socializing, it's being with friends.
Yep. It's that one thing that everybody that doesn't really understand the world, they just assume that we're sitting there by ourselves doing always gaming. So Akido, you got anything you want to throw at Tommy? Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I sent you the images from whatever. It's hard to really describe like what a CARCADE was, is until you actually see it. And from the Midwest Gaming Classic when we met, and I think I was thinking back to when we were at the Pfizer Forum for whatever mixer event they had there. I think you were at the CARCADE was there too. I'm not sure exactly which one it was, but I remember first hearing about the CARCADE there. And you were so helpful, dude. Like Tommy's like the chillest, most awesome, like chill dude. Look, and I know you're gonna get on me because one of those we went back and forth on trying to figure out which photo of you at the CARCADE with the hood up and stuff looked really cool. But these photos here are actually what the CARCADE is, and this is us. I took these at the Midwest Gaming Classic. And that's the one. And I thought he looked super cool. But that's what the CARCADE is. It's got these cool TVs that pop out. He was even streaming when Ahman and I went live with Eeyore on the panel podcast. Above one of those, there's Ahman there with Virgil playing. They were playing Def Jam Fight for New York, and they had to fight to get him off of that thing.
Oh yeah.
But it was crazy because I mean, like you guys are saying, having that it's like a generational gap. Right. And that was one of the reasons why my name was Akido Chinero, was Arcade Channel. And the reason why I did that was because I've always felt that, gaming is something of everyone can enjoy. So not just, hardcore gamers, but anyone can walk into an arcade and feel welcome and feel like there's something, they'll find something for them there. And I think that Tommy does a great job of bringing that vibe and that feeling of an arcade, like you said, like a pizza delivery guy, to any of the events that he does, especially the Midwest Gaming Classic. We had, I can't tell you how many people that stopped by the CARCADE and were able to play whatever game they wanted. Like Tommy had the NES, he had the SNES, he had the N64. You name it,
he had everything.
He had everything. He had it. Like, he's like, you tell me what you want to play, go ahead and get it going. Especially the Tecmo Bowl. I know he was got Ahman going on that, and he even had two other TVs in addition to the CARCADE setup where we were playing Mario Kart, and he even let me set up like Guitar Hero, DJ, like Tommy, the whole kit and caboodle. It was great.
Yeah.
So that's my words on that. And I think that what COVID took from us, he kind of brings some of that back. It's like a tailgating video game experience. You know, it's anywhere arcade, like you said. And I feel like if you're in the Milwaukee area, or you see or hear the word CARCADE, you should just make sure you're there, because it's something special that an experience you won't find like anywhere else. So that's what I have to say.
Got any questions for my man, or you good?
Questions. I don't think I haven't asked him before. That's a tough one.
Well, as you think about it, here's the website for Tommy, CARCADEgames.com. You can go there. You can see the different things that he does in terms of the entertainment, the esports competitions, the events. Scroll through there, head there right now. Speaking of this, Tommy, that's the whole reason. One of the reasons you're on the show today. We got something going on this weekend because you got events that you do all in and around Milwaukee. So let everybody know how that works, but then what you also doing this Saturday, what you and I are doing this Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you again for the kind words. It's kind of the similar story with my gamer tag and everything, but we can dive into that later. Just I'm a language nerd and the meaning behind it, which was kind of cool. But yeah, so it was one of those things where the vehicle was the initial seed, the idea of, this would be something really cool to do. And being Wisconsin, it was either going to be really, really seasonal, and that was going to be kind of limited that way, or we could go inside and play essentially. And so not just where the vehicle would fit inside. And the cool thing is, I always like to try to push my luck, but it fits between two double doors. So I can get, I literally drove through the front doors of Pfizer Forum.
Oh, that's awesome right there to know that.
And so just to be able to do that kind of stuff, or to get into certain places. And to me, that was something important too, because not to hate on the trailers or anything like that, but there's not always the real estate for that.
Right.
And, I've done birthday parties. I've done events where it's like, if it started raining, we pulled it into a garage so the kids could still hang out and play. Or, if you're dealing with an alley or, certain neighborhoods, it was just like, there's not this giant turnaround space to haul in a magnificent trailer and say, all right. And to me, it's like, I still like the idea of being outside. It was one of those where people come up and say, we're outside and you've got them playing games. I was like, yeah, my mom told me to go outside and play. So here you go.
Go touch grass, right? Literally.
Hey,
we're outside.
You can do both. Yeah.
It's right there. That's what I would do as a kid. I was annoying.
and so, but it's one of those things where it's like, all right, I totally check that box. We're playing outside.
Nice.
But it was something where we were able to go inside then too and host game nights. And sometimes those turned into leagues. And so we do a Madden league, a Tech Mobile league, a Mario Kart league. It can be for anything. It can be for the fighting games. It can be any venue. So I always kind of open it up. It's not just, hey, it's us and a bunch of friends that would want to hang out and play. It's something that there's a business to business aspect of it too, where they want to provide entertainment for their customers or their clients, or however you look at it that way. And then have them come back on a regular basis to hang out and play. So that kind of blossomed into tournaments, and I fell into esports without typically trying to do it.
Right.
I always kind of say CARCADE's the heart, gaming's at the heart of CARCADE, but esports is on the sleeve. And
gotcha. I like it. It's not you.
It's something we can do, but it's also something that I never want to gatekeep, and because you can have different levels of polish with it. Yeah. And I always liken it to playing pickup basketball in a driveway. That's still basketball.
Right.
Now it can be the NBA Finals.
That's another good one. I love it.
You've got all the glitz and the polish of hopefully the Bucks this year, being in the finals again.
They look strong right now too.
But it's no less basketball. So whether you're at this massive arena-based esports tourney or playing Mario Kart in the basement or the backyard with friends, it's still, to me, that's competitive video games. That's still esports. And so it was something that I kind of have adopted without that being the initial target. But one of the things we're doing that's kind of cool, and again, this weekend, is Brew City Bowl. And it's actually Brew City Bowl 5. It's the 5th year we've done it. It benefits Big Brothers Big Sisters here in Milwaukee. And it's a Tecmo Super Bowl tournament. So we've got two divisions. We've got divisions for the elite players, that's Division 1, that know all the ins and outs of the game. We've got Division 2 for guys that, they're still fans of the game, but they're, not quite wanting to compete at that crazy level.
That's going to be my level.
Even Division 2, and it was one of those things. Like, I remember I found out about this, even like the whole Tecmo community and scene.
Yeah.
When I was in Florida, because NFL Films or ESPN did a short about this tourney that started in Madison 20 years ago, I want to say.
But they were in Orlando or Florida, you said?
No, I was watching in TV.
Oh, you're watching on TV in Florida.
Yeah,
or when you were in school. Gotcha.
Yeah, and ESPN was covering this thing about like, oh yeah, they hosted this tournament in Madison for years, and like at its peak, it was like 300 people turning out for a tourney, and this is predating the word esports by a decade or two at least.
Right. Exactly.
And so, like, to see that kind of stuff turn out. Long story short, the national championships up in Green Bay signed up
at the
to play.
watering hole. Shout out to the watering hole.
Yep.
Real quick. Yeah.
And it was like, I was like, all right, yes, I want to play. This is just awesome. Like, forget organizing. I'm like, I just want to be a part of this. This is cool.
That's what happens to me. Hey, man, I want to play.
I got lessons all day, but it was such a great crew and collection of people where they were like, oh, take this player, don't choose that guy, and so they would hang out and they're like, oh, let me grab you a drink and we'll chit chat about just getting to know each other or about the game. And like, just so many things like that, where I've grown into Division 1. I still get lessons in Division 1 now, but I've, kind of grown out of Division 2. And so it's something where you see players, grow even on a 30-year-old video game. Like, the talent and the attention to detail, it's just like, I'm preaching to the choir here when you're coaching esports and techniques, and you're saying, hey, do this, don't do this. Look for this guy when you're running a route or calling this play.
Exactly.
And it's to see that those things were available in Nintendo in the 90s was crazy. But anyway, total tangent. I apologize. Probably won't be the first one.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
But yes, so it's Brew City Bowl 5. We've got the 2 divisions. We do a big division, which is other tournaments have tag team versions of the game where you and I could tag up. But I like to emphasize since it benefits big brothers, big sisters, it's our big division. So bigs and littles can team up, or parents and kids can team up. And it's cool because you get to see the game being passed on to the next generation then too. And their kids are being really good at the game too. So, if you're playing D2, you might be playing against a few of those guys. And it's just whatever you can do to bring as many people together in the same room to hang out and play games as possible. So we added Blitz this year. We're playing Blitz on N64.
Yep.
There will be Madden to play pickup games too.
Yay! There we go. Pickup game.
And so it's going to be really just creating a vibe of come have some fun. Let's play some games and hopefully do some good in the process.
Oh yeah, for big brothers, big sisters who I worked with all the time, all my years being in Wisconsin. That was a fun little, outreach to work with, because to see them and inspire them as kids, to get them to hit their goals and to succeed, but then also boom, have a good time at the same time as at an event like this. So a couple more questions for you, then we get on with the show. And if you want to tag along, we got other fun things to talk about in the gaming. So the first question here is, if you could collaborate with any game studio or any franchise for a special CARCADE experience, who would it be and why?
The first thing, one of two.
Okay. I like that. That works.
I love although not like it's all right. Well, you can limit to how many ever or which one is the best.
Right.
I think seeing the little CARCADE van in Mario Kart would be hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Being able to do that.
Awesome.
And if we're talking about racing, I'm an F1 fan. Like, those games are crazy good. I think that'd be kind of cool too.
I'm a racing car fan. Love it. Like it.
And it'd be silly, and it's actually kind of the theme. Like, every year we do an homage to another great video game.
Right.
So like Brew City 3 was an homage to Super Mario Brothers 3.
Of course.
Last year, Street Fighter 4. So, this year it's GTA 5. And I think seeing CARCADE somehow set up, in GTA and working with Rockstar that way, Like whether it's like go play a game and it's a mini game and you got to play something
Yeah.
else on the screens in the game. Like I think that would be that. Okay, that's totally winning out because not only could you like potentially get it and drive it and do something,
Right.
but to have to like perform like maybe a little side mission where you're playing a mini game on it, like for that purpose, it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
You got to find like 5 friends, bring them there, and then you got to beat them in the mini game.
Oh, there you go. I got a good friend, was once a guest on the show, like yourself, hip hop gamer. He was able to do that with the developers of Watchdog.
Oh, nice.
So it was a mission to find him in Times Square, New York, in Watchdog. What was it? I think it was the second Watch Dogs game.
Oh, nice.
Watch Dogs Part 2, I think it was. So
I met him years ago, right when CARCADE launched.
Oh, he's a great, awesome dude.
Super nice guy. Yeah.
Yep.
And it was just like it was an event here in Milwaukee. I forgot what it was, but like he ended up hanging out. Just you're getting to meet so many people. Like,
yeah,
that's kind of the thing that I love too about the industry, the gaming industry. Like,
mm-hmm.
you really get to meet so many just good people.
Dang. So you definitely know him before I met him, because I met him I think a year ago or 2 years, almost 2 years ago, something like that. But great dude, and he's doing big things too, man. He's I know his part. What he's sharing with kids is where they could get on to Twitch and get paid, like elementary school to middle school age kids. He's doing a program like that out in New York City. So
nice.
That is, I'm loving it. All right, last couple questions here. Then we'll get on to everything else. So what would be your advice to give to other entrepreneurs looking to start their own gaming or esports business out there?
Do it. Just, I think the best advice I've received since starting the business and just some of the people I've worked with, don't let, I don't want to mess up the quote now. Don't let perfection be the enemy of progress.
Got it. I get that. I totally get that.
It's one of those things too. For me, I want to make sure every little thing is in place. Some of it you kind of had to fit 60-inch now. Next summer, 65-inch screens in the back of that tiny van.
Ooh, like it. Upgrade.
And to do that, you really got to not just measure twice, cut once. It was like measure 20 times, cut once. So you do have to pay attention to details, and details matter, but don't get lost in them. Really, if you have something, to me, the reason I even started the business, it was part of I think the universe kind of was like giving me all these signs. Watch for the omens if you've ever read The Alchemist, one of my favorite books.
Yep.
Watch for the omens. It's just, there were so many coming at me where it was like, all right, get to work, Tommy.
Yep.
And it was, so I didn't want to ever look back one day and be like, what if, or I should have, or have that regret that way. So I tried it. You're going to learn something along the way. I'm still learning stuff to this day about how to do the setup better or upgrade or, make it look brighter or shiny or like something.
Correct.
And so like, just be open-minded, but go.
Yeah.
Press start. Use some gamer.
That's how, and I said that's the mindset, and that's the road signs I was watching for, or that I saw before I made this podcast. And it was like something to just in my head, just do it, get it done, and let's see how far it's go. And we're on episode 274 right now. So
can I ask what the green light was for you?
It was I had done radio for years, being a Green Bay Packer up in Green Bay area, but it was talking about one thing I love to do was football. And so now, once I got done, I retired in 2009, and a few years passed where I started going on to these different gaming conventions. I went to DreamHack, I went to E3 several times, so at San Diego Comic-Con, and I just didn't see nothing in the podcast space or radio space that talked about gaming on some level. And it was a few every now and then I would stumble across a show, but it was a few out, very few and far between. And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that, because that's like, I like video games, and now I can start slow where I'm just talking about Madden or Halo. Maybe those are my two favorites right there, or even go back to Super Mario Brothers, start breaking that down or whatever. But then I was like, I gotta grow it to where it's just not just gaming, because it's around the gaming culture. That what involves it is the anime, it's the cosplay, it's the different genres of games that are played, from sports to fighting to RTS and all that. So I just didn't see it to something I thought was more, I say, open to giving information to people about the industry. And I say it started when I became a coach at Lakeland. Basically, I'll say that's the long of it. When it hit me at Lakeland, when I found myself recruiting after my first year, I was like, people are still figuring out what esports is and what the video game space is. I'm like, boom, I'm doing it. So it basically was COVID. I got hired during COVID. I started the podcast, where this podcast was like in its early stages during COVID, was with iHeart, and it went on to there, and that's where we're at now. So
nice, very nice.
Yep. So that's where we got going. So before we get going into the next segment, where can people find you and visit you online? We got the website. We put that up already. Any social media accounts that you want to share with everyone to let people know where they can find you online.
Yeah, it's at CARCADEgames on any and every social I can think of, as well as CARCADEgames.com.
Down below, you could do that right there. We helped you out.
Absolutely perfect. Yes. But yeah, everything. It's one of the things because people are always like, oh, you get to play video games for a living, and it's like, no, part of it's like you got to operate the business too, and wearing all the hats is a challenge. Again, I know. Oh,
I know that feeling for sure.
It was one of those things where, like, especially hosting stuff, like if we're doing stuff at the Midwest Gaming Classic, where I'm like, hey, come out and play and do this, and I'm engaging everybody live. Like, I don't get to engage the camera a lot then if we're live streaming or doing something like that, or even take pictures. So thank you, Akido, for the pictures and everything as well too. It's little things like that where, even managing a lot of the social channels. And I always kind of say, again, it's me being a nerd for wordplay and that punnage, but CARCADE is actual social media, not just posting something and like, okay, hoping for some clickbait or engagement. It's, you really get to hang out and socialize and engage in the media. And it was one of those, it was to your earlier question too. Like, I hope tech and all these modern things, like, we use them to connect better, not to just isolate ourselves. So that's really, I think, the best thing at CARCADE. We post on the socials where we'll be. So if it's a public event, everybody's always more than welcome to come in and jump in and, like, hey, hang out and play Mario Kart or Def Jam or whatever it is, whatever venue that way.
Jam. They're supposed to be coming out with another one too. Oh,
it's way overdue. Way overdue.
Yes, way overdue.
Super welcome.
That's a whole show on itself. So.
And then otherwise, CARCADEgames.com is where you find the stuff. You can register for events or ask for more information that way too. And at Ludio1, it's my gamer tag. It's a play on my last name, as you can kind of see.
Of course, yep. That's what I was wondering when I was like, it had to be, and I found out. I was like, of course.
But Ludio is Latin for player, so my handle is Player1.
Oh man, see, I gotta go deep. Y'all got some deep gamer names that I gotta go. I see you're gonna make me do something now. I did Batman AG30. That's like simple compared to your YouTube. You muted. There you go.
That's it. Loner in chat says that he's got a question.
Okay. Oh, Loner, what's up? Let my man Loner type it up real quick. He's one of our greenies, as we call here on the Gamers Lounge, the people in the chat, the greenies.
Very nice.
Yep. What's up, Metro Gun or Meteor Gun 7? How you doing?
That's my guy Vic I was telling you about. That's Victor.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. So, and let me see here. If Ludio or why Loner is typing up his question, and see if I can get another question fired off here to my man here. Do you see anything coming up in the future with card games? With CARCADE games? Expansion plans, new features, upcoming projects? Because I know you mentioned how you want to get bigger screens already. So
yeah, we've put bigger screens in the original van. I don't think they can get much bigger than 65s for the way we have it set up. That everything folds back up nicely like that. But so working on additional vehicles, like trying to figure out something that does something a little different as well, not just more of the same. But also I think the next piece for Milwaukee is trying to find a spot of my own. So as much as I like being the
Ooh,
delivery
so
guy,
not be
I
mobile
want
all the time. Gotcha.
and especially if there's something where there's another tourney or a league I want to run, that
Mhm.
if a venue doesn't want to do it, I can say great, and we'll bring it in house and kind of handle things that way too, and offer some unique things as part of the whole experience that way.
Mhm.
And then once that's done, oddly enough, the last thing I did before leaving the law, or because the law firm I worked with closed,
Mhm.
and so when I left formal practice that way, the last thing I did was franchise law. So I learned how to build that for other entrepreneurs and other businesses. And I was like, all right, let's try our hand at that. So I think it'd be pretty cool to have a CARCADE Houston, a CARCADE Miami, a CARCADE Seattle, wherever, and really
That-
just have to cater to that super local audience, that community like that, but
Yeah.
then connect them as well.
Hey, you see this smile on my face right now, right? Yeah, because that's already running through my mind. Okay, so we might be talking about that this weekend. So just to
Very
let you
nice.
know. All right. Here's a question from Not the Real Loner. He says, if you live in one video game world, what would it be? If you could live in one video game world, where would it be?
First thing that popped
Great
up in my
question.
head was Hyrule.
Really? Oh, I'm there with you. I'm gonna be in a cabin a forest away. I'm in there with you.
Just protecting all your pots so nobody comes in
Yes.
and starts breaking them all looking for rupees.
100%. I'm there with you. The question is, I could have elf. If I could I could probably do elf ears. So I'll do elf ears too, like Link.
We've got cosplay for next year at MGC.
We do. Yep. I might come in as a Link up in that piece because that's a hell of a place to live. We gotta watch out for what's his name, Ganon. We gotta watch out for Ganon.
I want to see who comes in as Daruni and all the. I see. I didn't go all the way through Tears of the Kingdom yet, so I gotta learn a lot of the new characters too yet.
Oh yeah, I haven't touched that. I didn't even bought it yet. I still got Breath of the Wild and stuck on a mission trying to beat a boss. That's where I'm at now. So, Tommy, thank you for answering the question. So we're going to take a short commercial break here from our sponsors of the show. We got Stay Plugged In coming at you. So see y'all in a few. Looking to turn your passion for gaming into a college opportunity? Stay Plugged In is the premier platform connecting esports players with college programs nationwide. Whether you're grinding on Valorant, Rocket League, or Overwatch, Stay Plugged In gives you the tools to showcase your skills and earn esports scholarships. Don't just play, get recruited. Visit staypluggedin.com and start your journey to the next level today. Right, so we got some quick hitting news bites here, and we got our audio. Hold up, I gotta hit the audio too before I just dive into it here. Here, quick hitting news bites. All day. Oh man. So, and we gotta get a new audio intro with my man Akid on there. We gotta figure that out real soon here. But big story here. One of the big stories. We got one we're gonna hit. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, but we'll see what we can get through here. Let me get the topic up. We got PlayStation has officially outsold every Xbox console ever released, and I'm like, huh? How does that happen? But it happened. I thought Microsoft bought PlayStation. Does that slow things down? Obviously, it didn't.
Microsoft didn't acquire PlayStation. They could, but they didn't.
But I thought they were doing something with them. Right? Is this with the game place or whatever?
It was that they had acquired Activision during the ABK buyout, the Activision Blizzard King, and PlayStation tried to stop that buyout, but it didn't. That didn't work out.
All right. So we got some big stuff here. We got PlayStation 5 is now up to 84.2 million copies sold after shifting in an additional 3.9 million units during the 3-month period ending September 30th. So Sony has made this big announcement. So there's a slight increase on the 3.8 million PS5 Sony units sold during the same quarter last year, but it's an impressive result given that the price of the console has actually gone up over the course of this generation rather than down. Of course, that's something we always talk about this on this show, Tommy, in terms of the prices of between the game, more of the games than the consoles than anything. So it's been, I say, a big hot topic on here, because the video game going from like 40 to 50 bucks, more or 70, 80, and some 90 buck, games out there that exist. We may not be playing on this Twitch channel anymore. Because it's like,
that's kind of the challenge too. And it's like, especially at the very least, I always want to have 2 of something.
Right.
Like, let alone 2 consoles. And if the prices are only going this way, I'm like, man,
going up. It's a problem.
Wrong direction. But
yes.
I don't want to say anything for any particular retailers and speak out of school, but I have seen there are going to be some pretty good Black Friday deals, especially as it relates to PS5. I saw one at least.
Well, shit, they better do something, because I know they're going to continue to make people not happy.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, man. But we know between the tariffs going on here in America, we know where stuff is coming from overseas. But for this to have where they're able to sell as many copies, I'm like, because the PlayStation came out right after the Xbox, right? In 2020. It was Xbox was first, like early part of 2020, and then PlayStation came a little bit later that year, correct?
It was within wasn't it within a month or 2?
Yeah,
I remember it was like boom, boom, like really, really quickly.
They're always going to do that, right? Because it's Sony PlayStation, it's a console wars, and which we don't know if it's over or not. We can't really tell. But
they're at a ceasefire.
They're at some. I hope they figure it out, because I'm confused, just a little bit. But
it's just for the longest time it was a matter of exclusives. So I mean, you bought your Xbox for Halo and Gears and Forza. You bought your PlayStation for God of War, Uncharted, and like Last of Us and stuff that way. But now, with Helldivers coming over to Xbox, Forza and Halo and Gears of War going over to PlayStation.
And that's why I thought they bought something. They're partnered or somewhere. Microsoft and PlayStation, because Halo's coming to PlayStation.
Right, and that's it's more of a think of it as like a token of goodwill. It's that Microsoft, during the ABK buyout when Sony tried to stop it, said, well, if they control Call of Duty, which we reviewed in a previous podcast, was the best-selling game on every PlayStation console, for years, for the most of the time. If Microsoft gets Call of Duty, then PlayStation said, "Oh, we're in trouble. We got to stop this buyout." So now Microsoft said, no, y'all got it all wrong. We want to put our games on everything. We want to spread the love on Xbox. Yeah. They said, we want to put Gears on your system. We want to put, Halo on your system. We'll give you Call of Duty for a 10-year deal. We want everything on PlayStation. So that just left a bunch of Xbox gamers kind of like, but those are our exclusive. Why are you giving all of our exclusives away? So that's why they're saying the console wars are over, because now Helldivers, which is a PlayStation exclusive, is going over to Xbox. MLB per MLB, now the show is on Xbox on Game Pass and stuff, and that was a Sony exclusive for years. So we don't know if we'll ever see, God of War per se not be a means of PlayStation, but via Steam integration into Xbox, we may see some PlayStation titles come over to Xbox that way. Because if Steam hits the new Xbox console, which it's planning to, hypothetically, you'd be able to play God of War on an Xbox system.
Yeah, so, which would be one of my favorites.
Yeah,
PlayStation exclusives there. So as the article reads on, it says it seems likely that those 84 million consoles sold into retailers were eventually sold through customers, and then at that bulk that it probably sold on an additional 1 million or so in the 10 years after the announcement of the Microsoft discontinued Xbox 360 in April of 2016. So the true Xbox 360 series sales figures is probably a little higher than the PS5 currently tallying up. And so, but until Microsoft issues an official sales update for the Xbox 360, the PS5 is officially ahead of it and all other Xbox consoles, which is crazy. Wow. And so in any case, the PS5 will go on to sell tens of millions and more units over the course of its lifetime. So, it's something that, even though I know with the update, like the download speed sometimes with PlayStations, you would think that PlayStation or that Xbox would be leading that, because sometimes PlayStation has a slower upload on some of the games. I remember experiencing that from time to time with the PS5. So, but the graphics wise, I know sometimes on some games like God of War, like I haven't even played it yet, but I will be soon. Event Horizon graphics are pretty damn good, are amazing on PlayStation. I think that's where some of the fighting games like Street Fighter and Tekken and the tournaments like CEO and Combo Breaker, they use all PlayStations because of that, and gameplay wise too, because it just works a little bit better with the gamers, and they like it. I say it's a preference there, just like anything that involves gamers. They want the things they like, basically.
Same thing with the controller too. Like so many times people are like, "Oh, I'm used to playing on this," like, and it's just the muscle memory of knowing how one controller feels in your hands versus the other. Like, all right, it's
100%. And if it was on my team, though, I'd be like, "Hey, you got to use that controller."
Yep.
If we're at like some of my kids at Lakeland, they might be tuned in here right now. They remember that conversation with Coach Green. I'm like, "Hey, we got Logitech. You better roll with it." Hey, and then you heard this one. You break it, you buy it. Like, huh? Like, yeah. So, seeing this article it's just interesting. Hearing that headline, it's like, wow. And I'm like, is this a part of, like, obviously PlayStation is owning, like, winning the war? Is this why the console war is over? Because of the sales, or what? Or is just somebody just declared it just like a national holiday that's now like PlayStation holiday or whatever, or National Donut Day? Like, did somebody just claim it or what? So it's
more of someone claimed it. They say that PlayStation won because the people who held out for the longest time, hoping Halo would come to Xbox or PlayStation, right. I'm not buying no Xbox. I'm not buying the Xbox. Now the Xbox exclusives are coming over to us. So we didn't even have to get an Xbox because PlayStation's blah blah whatever, all that in a bag of chips. Yep. And I mean, to an extent, you're not wrong. We're just trying to figure out why Xbox is doing they're shifting more to a third party.
They're doing
developer
something.
Thing, like
they're getting
Sega.
ready for something.
I hope so.
Yeah, we'll see. We're gonna find out what that something is. But let's head on to the next big topic, and everybody's gonna love this one, right? This movie is coming out with some people that we love, know and love, that we've been knowing and loving since we were kids. We got the Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Bros. Galaxy movie official trailer. Looks awesome. Watching it already. I almost forgot that Bowser was this big.
Hey, big guy! Oh, you wanted to see us? Don't move. I'll be right up. Sipping the soup, cleaning the paint.
That is hilarious.
And also trim the bonsai bush. Here we go. Hey, Luigi. What's up, Mario? Behold, I made a masterpiece for Princess Peach.
You don't like Mario. That's hilarious.
What do you think?
Love the colors. It's trash.
How dare you look at my masterpiece and
Oh,
say
he snapped.
I'll burn the skin off your bones.
He still has to go through recovery.
Sorry about that. That's the old Bowser talking. Still working through my demons, I suppose. Anyway, I need my 8 hours or else I really turn into a monster.
You heard that before, actually, though. I need my 8 hours.
8 hours.
And then, I just want to know who was the person that finally decided to start doing this to all the video games from our past. It took them too long. Well, this a bad bit too long. Because I'm 50 now. I'm almost 50. And I would have loved to enjoy this more at 40 with my kids in the house. Now I'm doing it with my granddaughter. So.
See, that could be a whole episode of its own too.
Exactly.
Video game movies.
Now.
Exactly. For the introduction of Bowser Jr. Oh my goodness. And now I got to play this game. I haven't played it a whole lot. I don't think I haven't played it at all, to be honest. And then Rosalina gets introduced. And she's a bad.
Princess Rosalina, you're coming with me.
They ain't scared of you. Not scared at all. goodness. I just gotta say yes. So first look, what's y'all reaction? Akido, Tommy, whoever could go first. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
I'm excited. I think it looks awesome. Just the continuation that he's still the tiny guy, seeing how that's going to come out, continue playing through from the first one. I really want to rewatch the video again to see all the little. They put so many little Easter eggs in there. All the time.
Yeah, they always do, especially with video game movies and comic book movies. 100%.
Like I just noticed, it kind of looked like Peach's castle. If you look in the background, where all the paintings are at the very beginning of the video.
Oh,
so remember from like Mario 64?
Yeah.
Like all the different paintings in the background, like they showed that way too. And you're like, little stuff like that, just to see how many they stack in and how, because they did such a great job, I think, putting so much, what do they call it, fan service into the first one.
Yeah. And they want to make sure you're paying attention. Want to make sure you're paying attention here. So, Akido, anything you want to add?
I mean, they're not gonna go wrong with this.
No,
there's not really a way that they can go wrong, and they're working on the live action Zelda as well.
Yes, and they already picked the actress for that. I saw that about a week ago, which is fantastic.
The first one was such a success, and I think that they got everyone's approval with the cast that they chose for the first one, and it was such a good story, and everyone was singing Peaches, Peaches, Peaches for like a year.
It had me sing. I'm still singing it.
Yeah. So I mean, Jack Black, he's gonna kill it. Everyone else in the movie, the graphics, illumination, from an animation perspective, they've got Nintendo's stamp of approval to make a movie. How Nintendo is. They dot their I's, cross their T's, and double check their list for every single thing that they do. And they pay super attention to detail, just like Tommy said. So, I mean, it's going to be good. There's going to be a lot of references that people get. And if you guys haven't already, Nintendo did just release the Super Mario Galaxy double pack for Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. Recently, and they have the Rosalina amiibo. So if you guys want to try to catch up on things before the movie, I'm sure that's why they timed that out beforehand, and that'll set you back about 70. If it's on sale, 60.
There we go. Another issue there, but no, fantastic trailer there of the movie finally hitting the shelves or hitting the theaters soon. I'll say probably next year. Gonna be release date somewhere around there.
I think it's in April.
So next April. Oh, that's around Midwest Gaming Classic time.
Ooh, hold up. Is that the same weekend?
It can be. If not, it'll be out around that time.
April 3rd, 2026. The Midwest Gaming Classic. It'll probably be out of theaters by the
party at Marcus Theaters in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Because it might be still in theater, maybe because it's Midwest is
going to be in theaters for like at least 5 months,
and especially through the summer, they're totally going to have the movies in there for kids to come out after school.
100%.
It's done.
They got to keep it all the way to at least June, if not July. So, so that is the quick hit news bites for the day. There's other big things out there. Checks the internet. It's a ton of stuff going on. I know it's a new consoleware. Akido, Valve is releasing something.
That's the biggest news that just came out is that Valve is coming off a VR set, a new game console. They have not released a date nor a price point, but the new Steam machine, and they're discontinuing the Valve Index, and that is being replaced by the Steam Frame. Steph's brother let me know, but that is like 3 hours ago. This is the hottest news right now.
So there you go. Check out Valve. Google Valve, and it'll just
it's Greg. Up. Hi, Greg.
What's up, Greg? And so on that note, we'll take it to another commercial from one of our sponsors of the show, Lucid Sound. New headphones I got on. You check out. You didn't say nothing about my red headphones, Akido.
They do look pretty stylish.
Oh, yeah. So there you go.
Fan of the color as well. I agree.
Yeah, see? Nice red. All right, here we go from Lucid Sound. See y'all in a few. Level up your game with Lucid Sound, the next evolution in gaming audio. Whether you're Team Xbox or PlayStation, Lucid Sound has you covered with premium wireless headsets for Xbox Series X, S, Xbox One, PlayStation 5, and PS4. Hear every step, every shot, and every detail loud and clear. Comfort meets clarity. Game with lucid sound. All right, Tommy, we got this week in esports history. So I do my digging and finding of historic moments in our history, our short history of esports going on. For this week, we got on the 11th and 12th back in 2023. It was the Blast 6 Major in Atlanta. Concluded with the Blast 6 Major for Rainbow Six around this time, and as it did in CS Asia Championships as well. And then a little bit later this week, and back in 2013, we had the first CSGO Major, which was the inaugural Counter-Strike Global Offensive Major, DreamHack winner. That happened, I know that was in Atlanta as well. So it took place in November of 2013. And then the grand finale between two Swedish teams, Fnatic and Ninjas in Pajamas, that was won by Fnatic. So that was a good little matchup here. And then back in 2004, same week, the Cyber Athlete Professional League. You guys remember that? I know I don't. I learned about it later once I got into more heavy into gaming and stuff, and the conventions and stuff like that. So the world tour of the grand finals were often held in November. So the 2004 finals were a major event for the game Painkiller. You ever remember this game, Painkiller? A featuring substantial of $1 million prize pool on the year-long circuit for this game, Painkiller. Painkiller. That's one heck of a name. Didn't know that. Painkiller, that ring a bells for anybody in the chat?
I got some Painkiller in the medicine cabinet.
I know. Oh, like that's I don't know if I've heard of that. It obviously was an esports title. What you think that genre is? Is it a shooter or is it a fighting game? Team shooter? Sound like a team shooter, maybe.
Old man simulator. That's what Eeyore
It can't be,
out.
or is a MOBA. It might be a MOBA.
Let me look it up.
You know, Painkiller back in 2004, and that's 21 years ago.
It is a first-person shooter video game developed by Polish video game studio People Can Fly and published by Dreamcatcher Interactive in April of 2004 for Windows and ported to the Xbox in 2006.
Got it. Sounds fun.
Honestly, looks pretty cool.
All right. I'm about to check that out. So let me see. Headed over to, let me get my next screen set up here. There we go. And this is, let me get the best thing I see on social media. I'm trying to jump too fast and got a little bit slow. So here we go.
You're so dumb. Got him.
All right, here in the best thing I see on social media. So I found this on Instagram. And as you read along here, it says video games actually slow down brain aging, and we're talking about people not really understanding, video games and what they do, and sometimes have a misconception. And this is another, I say, positive misconception here. So gamers age up to 10 years slower from the research that has been found. And it says, read that right. Playing games, he said that. Did you read that right? So playing games can literally keep your brain from brain younger. Not all gaming is mindless. Some of it's mental resistance training. So researchers from the University of Iowa found that adults age 50 plus who played brain stimulating games improved cognitive speed and memory equivalent to 10 years of rejuvenation in the brain. So there you go. And then also gaming sharpens decision-making speed, 100%, problem solving, working memory, hand-eye coordination. And it's like a gym for the neurons in your body. So boom. So, but here's the key. Not all games help, of course, right? All the toxicity, some outside in the lobby, and then some games just got that brain rot, as we know. We talk about that, Akido.
Roblox, 1000%.
Exactly. So strategic puzzle and adventure games boost neuroplasticity, the brain ability to grow and adapt all at the same time. I know I destroyed that word. Studies show gamers process visual and spatial information 20% faster than non-gamers. That means your brain stays agile, focused, and quicker at recognizing patterns Pac-Man all day long right there. So the next time someone says stop wasting your time playing games, you tell them shut up. No, you don't tell them shut up. You say I'm literally training my brain to stay younger. There it is right there. I love it. So keep your mind young, play smart, think fast, stay sharp. Boom. And so you're in the we don't have to follow. We don't have to follow. So, no more advertising. So best thing I seen. See some fun.
I agree with that 1,000%. And it's funny that you mentioned it right after I posted Painkiller, which had a reboot apparently in March of 2025, is just a mindless co-op FPS, and that's just fine. That was the title of the IGN article. Wow. Also, I agree that it helps keep your mind sharp, because I was backing out of my parking lot today or yesterday, and then the car like literally zoomed in and like right behind me without warning, and I stopped it right before I backed in the car and stuff's like, I don't know, like why this always happens to you. I'm like, but I catch it every time. It's some video game reflexes when dealing with that Milwaukee traffic, right, Tommy? No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, what I know, bro, I help my wife with stacking boxes. That's Legos. That's Tetris all day.
Oh yeah, moving for sure. If you're in a U-Haul, you're playing Tetris.
I could see some stacked boxes that my wife put together, and I'm like, can I redo this real quick? There we go. Tommy, you're muted. I think you're muted. Oh.
Better?
There we go.
Sorry about that. No, I was watching a stream that kind of came up in my feed of like the Dr. Mario Championships.
Oh yeah,
and
good
like
game.
The level that people are just making moves. The same thing, like when you watch the guys that like know Tetris cold or anything, like that's incredible.
Yes, and like seeing Tetris and reacting to that, especially when you get to the higher speeds, when it's just dropping down. Before it gets like super fast, where basically as soon as it hits the screen, it's at the bottom. Right before that, you got that time enough to be like, all right. You could, and it gives you a pre-look at what's coming next, right? You can see you see the piece that's about to drop, and then you got a piece that's dropping, and you can make sure you can already think ahead real fast. Okay, I'm gonna put this piece here, and then this next piece, when it comes down, I'm gonna put that one here, So you could do that. And
how quickly those guys do it. They make it look like they're just doing this, but it's precision, which is insane.
Yeah, because on the higher levels, the piece is just dropping down, so they already have it where they're gonna put it. And so to react and think that fast is when I see it. I've seen the kid. We watched the kid last year on one of the shows that just won like the Tetris championship, and he was like a 14-year-old. He went crazy, of course. But yeah, him being younger obviously gives him a leg up and an advantage on everybody, especially me, especially all of us.
I found out there was a whole documentary. I think I was reading it. I don't know. I was deep diving at the internet at like 1 or 2 a.m., something weird like that. Yeah. And they actually had like the people who were doing the world records. They roll tap the NES controller, and they want like the official like OEM ones, because you can actually get the pieces to drop faster using a palm roll method for playing Tetris. So the next time we're at Midwest Gaming Classic, I was watching the people kind of do what they were talking about in that documentary, and I don't know how they found out, but there's a way where they tap the back of the controller and then when they're pressing the D-pad button, to actually get the pieces to drop faster, to get faster times on it for the world records and stuff. It's crazy.
Oh wow, there you go.
So I don't know how to do that, but it's one thing that's actually the only way I know how to tap fast, because games like Tecmo, it's the grapple system. So whoever taps faster wins. Yeah, I lose almost every time, but I still hold the controller normal. So like here, the way it kind of works is if you hold like this.
Yeah.
Down is one button, but then when you pull it up with the loose fingers, that's the second tap. So then you're getting double tap like this.
Oh.
And they found out that even faster than that, because they actually still have to use the D-pad. This, not great for D-pad usage, but like flipping the controller around and doing the finger roll or the palm roll is the fastest way to do it.
Oh, man. So, yeah. We're going to be talking
for the next one.
We're going to be talking on Saturday. We got a lot to talk about, sir.
It was crazy. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, sir. All right. Let's head on to the next segment here on the show. So now we did esports history. Now we're doing video game history. So this is right up your alley, Mr. Ludio over there online. So back in 1997, Postal was released on Microsoft Windows in North America. You remember that game? Anybody chat? I don't remember Postal.
I was 4 years old.
I was 20. I was in college. I definitely didn't have a Microsoft. I didn't have a PC. I had a Sega Genesis and and a PlayStation 1. So I didn't have that one.
I remember being geeked about trying to sneak onto computers to play solitaire when they had them set up in department stores.
Yep, me too. Boom. Yep. And on my didn't have a cell phone then yet. Nope, nothing. No cell phone back then.
Not for a while.
Not for 2 more years or 1 more year. 1998 is when cell phones hit.
Not even Minesweeper?
Yeah, I played that on computer.
Or pinball when you had to hit the space bar and the shift buttons.
Oh, you're talking Windows XP pinball?
Yep.
Dude.
Yep. Next one here, 2008. Now, this game I remember, Mirror's Edge, was released in Europe on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. And then in 2015, The Rise of the Tomb Raider was released on Xbox One and Xbox 360. And then on November 11th, we got, and it was on 11/11/11, which I have my godson was actually born on
Skyrim
11/11. The Skyrim Scrolls 5 Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim was released worldwide. The date was 11/11/11 and was a significant part of its marketing plan. Of course, you got to do that. So shout out to my godson. He just had his birthday, Carson. I said yesterday was 11/11/25. So, and he's what's that, 15?
Happy birthdays.
Growing up. Yeah. Growing on up. There we go. And then down to November 14th, which is Friday, we got 1997. So I was 20, still 20. Diddy Kong Racing was released on the N64. Do you have that, Tommy? Oh, see,
I'll bring it.
Ooh, that sounds awesome. This 2005 was Mario Kart DS, released on the Nintendo DS in North America. And then I remember playing this game, 2006 Resistance Fall of Man, launched on North America alongside the PS3 console. I do remember that, playing a lot that in the 06 season and then 07 down when I was a Texan as well. So fun game. 2007, this is when I was in my Assassin's Creed mode. The original Assassin's Creed was released on PS3 and Xbox 360. And then the various of multiple iterations of Far Cry 4 was released on several platforms, PS4 and Xbox One. And then to wrap it up, we got Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 released internationally. We got a little clap for that one. And the one and only Fallout that I own in my collection, Fallout 76, was internationally released this year back in 2018. And then the one game I'm about to start playing here on Ahman Green TV is Hogwarts Legacy. Back in 2023 was released on the Nintendo Switch as well. So some gaming things going on, y'all. Big stuff.
So you're a big Harry Potter guy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't have the books. I have all the movies, though.
Okay.
I love watching the movies this time of year because it's the holiday, you're home. Things of that nature. So we got some fun stuff in the gaming world. Excuse me. Clear my throat there. Sorry about that. Now let's head to game releases of the week, y'all.
Release the games. It's time for the game releases. Game releases.
All right. We got some fun games here. I'm only going to hit 2. We got some good ones, though. Hopefully the 2 bangers. So we're going to start with the obvious one, because it's got to be talked about. It may not get played right away on NIL TV Esports. We just put that out there. But we got to talk about it, because if we don't talk about it, something's wrong with us. We got to talk about this game here. Let me get that looped up. Get the audio up. Is audio up?
2025.
So we know what this is. I don't even have to say the name. I have to say the name. And you haven't played
not going to happen again.
Game in a long time. So there you go. Calm the nerves. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 comes out Friday on all platforms. And we can't really get super excited. I say a little bit because of new skins, right? I know, Akado, you a skins guy. You like different skins. Multiplayer zombie mode is back. Co-op We're just talking about co-op with my man Tommy here. Co-op campaign.
Show them what we
online co-op. Or maybe in person. I wish it would be.
We can get creative with that.
Oh, yep. I hope so. A little buffer in here. Let's get it going, guys. Well, that's the computer thinks about it. So we got multiplayer. We got co-op campaign. Bring the zombies back. I know, Akido, we've talked about this because we played a ton of Call of Duty this past year. I've even prestiged in it, Tommy, in chat. I've actually prestiged up to level, I think I'm prestige 5, almost 5 times or 6. I know you.
I think you're like 5.
Yeah, I'm like 5 or 6, somewhere there. 5. Super excited because I never had prestiged at a Call of Duty game up until this past year. So I'm going to keep playing that game. I think now I'm going to try to go max it out, even though the other game's about to drop. Hopefully the server's still serving as I'm trying to prestige to level 10, the ultimate max. What's it called when you max out, when you prestige all 10 levels or whatever? Akido?
It was Black Ops 2 when I got all the prestiges.
Oh, you did? Was it 10 then, or was it? It's always been.
I think it was like 10. Let me look. Or was it 15?
Well, it's 10 now. I know that. So I'll just come off since the screen. So you see, even the internet is like, what?
The 11th was Master Prestige back in Black Ops 2.
Gotcha.
Black Ops 6
there it is.
has 10.
There we go.
They have no idea.
Ricochet is the developer, or one of the developers helping out creating this massive, immersive, shoot 'em up, bang bang game of a game. And the campaign looks pretty good. Good storyline, looks like it. All right. Question is, who's playing it? And there's the vault. Oh, dang it. I was trying to get the little vault thing. All the little stuff you get for buying it early.
Let me look up the prices on this.
We already know it's priced up. That's going to be at least an $80 game. Starting at $80. There we go. Boom. So just
standard is 70. Vault edition's 100.
Wow. So here's all the Vault Edition things that you get for that. You said 100?
$100 for Vault Edition.
You got to empty the vault to get the Vault Edition.
Yeah, you got to empty the vault to get the Vault Edition. There you go. Good job, Tommy. I like that one. Harper.
You get a season pass. You get a Black Cell Battle Pass with this. So if you're going to get the Battle Pass, you might as well. You can always upgrade your standard version for an extra $30 to the Vault Edition and get the exclusives if you want. Otherwise, the standard edition will be included with Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass at launch, so we don't have to pay for it right away. You can try it out, but then keep in mind that the Game Pass Ultimate price is rising to $30 if it hasn't already. I think it did. Game Pass Ultimate price. I think it's already.
Oh, there you go. You get all those little skins here. You see the skin. You get the skins for your guns here. Skins for your operators there. Harper, Ted, Karma, Reaper, Peacekeeper skin, Raycon skin, Dravik skin. There you go. And you know what? Next game. Next fun game here on the list for game releases of the week. And so this is the game where I was like, yeah.
Was this the X, Akido?
The snow was so
no, the other one was the X.
Okay.
So
I'll play the cute little mouse game over
a little
over
mouse game here.
But then something happened
that can definitely stimulate the mind here, because you got to do things in this game if you listen up here.
The little mouse learned how to knit warm clothes.
There you go.
They fixed the stove and filled the air with the scent of fresh baked pies. They brought the burrow back to life.
Heck yeah, he fixed the bridge.
There you go. Fixing bridges, learning how to sew, excuse me. And dodge tarantulas. Well, he's a little mouse. So.
Our doubt was put to
shame. Yeah, he's chilling.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Not only did the
little mouse fun game. So survive the harsh winter and rebuild your childhood burrow as a mouse in winter burrow by Pine Creek Games, a cozy woodland survival game. Gather, craft, bake, meet the locals, and try to stay warm. So there you go.
Hey, that game's only $18.
There you go. That's speaking my language right there. So
Did you guys ever get into Animal Crossings?
Yes, and they're coming out the new update for that as well.
CARCADE did. I did not, but I play. What else? I mean, between Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, I'm doing Pokemon Z to A right now. So this hits home. You know, this is a fun game. Especially
January 15th, they're coming out with the update for the Switch 2 Animal Crossing version. And if you already own the original one for New Horizons, the upgrade's only like $5.
Yeah, and we just have Fire and Brimstone, so I got to chop it up with some little lovey-dovey, play with your kid type game.
Steph would have been on board for this if it weren't for the spiders.
Really? She's scared of spiders? She's arachnophobe. She has arachnophobia.
She don't do spiders. Even in Hogwarts Legacy, there's a mode to turn off the spiders, like to have them wear roller skates.
Yeah, I remember the one. Yeah,
you don't do it.
That. Really? She really got a thing about spiders. Because that spider is easy to run away from. That spider to even jump. Watch the spider. He just kind of like
I'm cool with it. I like Spider-Man.
No, I know. I'm just silly.
That dude, the minute that little creepy dude went across the screen, I thought, oh man, she'll like this. I can use a stick. The minute I saw that, I'm like, nah, she's out.
Yeah. But I like this because obviously learning how to sew, and we're just talking about that in the best thing I've seen on social media, how games is more than just what people think. This is actually constructive, practical, learning how to do things within the game. Because I remember playing Watch Dogs, one of those Watch Dogs that we talked about, a hip hop gamer. I think it was part 2, where I learned how to play chess because you had to go to a store on one of the missions and find something in the store, and as you had to wait for whatever you needed to find, you could sit down and play chess. And I learned how to play chess probably like 10-11 years ago, whenever that game came out. So
that was actually one of the best 20. Like they had Chessmaster come out on OG Xbox.
Yep.
It was on sale for $20 back in the day, whenever. And I just remember because I grew up knowing how to play, but that game really takes you into a lot of the stuff to look for.
It does.
And so I was just like, this is easily the best 20 I've spent it to this point.
For sure. Easy breezy.
I'll have to play you in a game of chess, Tommy.
Oh, yeah.
We can do 3-player chess.
Oh, I forgot they do have that now. I've never played it.
I'm going to be the first man out. I'll just let you know that. I'm playing.
You can't, no, because in 3-player chess, it's the first person to get a checkmate wins. So even if you checkmate Akido, like him and I both lose.
Oh, well, I'm not.
So I have to. You have to watch out for the entire, and it's like a Y-shaped board.
How much are those? How much are those boards? I thought those were like expensive.
I remember I found them back in the day at. They're either Y-shaped or you get like hexagon-shaped ones where they merge into the middle and it's not so crazy.
Oh, nice.
You know when they have those like European not grocery stores but European gift shops in the mall?
Yeah.
That's where you can find them a lot of times. And I remember we either lost the instructions or didn't get them. And I went in and talked to the guy. He's like, oh yeah, I'll make a copy for you. Like super, super chill. But 3-player chess it's fun, but it also gets intense trying to watch everything because you're not just watching your own pieces.
I'm about to say that has to get intense because for my level, I'm a novice. So I'm going to be like,
oh, they sell them in a round map, but then it gets weird with the diagonal, like the diamonds in the middle. I'm looking at it.
That's the best part too, is because then when you if you have a bishop or a queen, you can fork and go both ways. Then you have to.
How does that work with knights?
Ooh,
same thing. 2 up, 2 over, and 1. Well, we'll show you the board.
Okay, weekend. I think I get. Okay.
So if you go down, y'all, we could talk about this, but we're about to head into the next segment of the show. A couple more segments to go. And this is what's on stream. Let me get to the audio here.
Row, row, row your boat gently up the... sorry. Excuse me. It's time for what's on stream.
So we have been breaking... So in this segment, Tommy, we break down a show. Usually video game-esque, but we've done other shows too that didn't fit the category. But this one does. Devil May Cry Season 1 on Netflix. Season 2 is on its way. I've seen that, when I was doing some research this week for today's recap. So we're on episode 3 of Devil May Cry, Tommy and Chat. And episode 3, it is called The Deep and the Savage Way. And so in this episode, let me get the switch it over, get the video rolling. And I'll hit play. There you go. So we got right there is the emerald that hangs up around Dante's neck that helps him kind of be the badass he is. So in this episode, real threats have start to hit the focus part, where you have at the beginning of the episode, they didn't show it, but it was a nice little flashback of one of the demon hunters of the team that you see here is the leader, and she reminisces about when she was a kid with her parents and demons were around then, and she doesn't take one out, but one comes for her, but it gets hit by a subway train. And now fast forward to here, where she's now the demon hunter, thinks that Dante is a bad guy, and he's not. We all know he's not. It's like, man, his name is on the name of the show. Why do you think he's the bad guy? But as you know, they're led astray. They don't know that Dante is actually a good guy. So as you saw, that they put a little microchip in him along with the handcuffs, and then now they're getting attacked by the real demons, right? The tall cat or the tall rabbit that talks. They have a rabbit that talks in there. That's evil. Tommy, if you haven't played the game or if you haven't seen it, there he goes right there. So they get ambushed as they're trying to take Dante to a stronghold, of course. And so it's kind of their karma, because they're misunderstanding Dante. They end up getting their butts kicked. And more than that, they actually lose about half of their crew. And these demons that you see popping up on the screen is taking them all out. And this dude right here, he worked with them, but he actually got double crossed, because the white-haired rabbit told him, if you don't do this for me, I'm gonna kill your daughter. So he has some blackmail, going on, and he takes this guy out. So you see a lot of, they don't mess around in this series. It's blood and guts. So do not watch this with your kids, please, unless they're over 18. Then we're good to go there. But other than that, you see Dante, he gets released from his handcuffs, but he has this little microchip that is gonna, basically put him down when he gets a mile away from the city. And it's about to happen here in a few scenes coming up. And the white rabbit knows this. He knows this, even though Dante is about to go into his meta badass form, but it doesn't happen. Right there, as you see right there, the chip explodes inside. Even though Dante is injured and hurt, he is not dead. He's just kind of slowed up. I don't know about y'all, but I'm just like, of course, the good guy that's actually trying to do his job gets other people gets in the way. And it's kind of like, me and my job as a running back. Hey, defense, get out my way. Let me score touchdowns, and then I'll have a good day. So can you get out my way? Fall down? I'm gonna have to run you over. So that's what Dante does. He runs people over when he has to do his job. But some of these knuckleheads didn't know that, guys. And so that's what's going on in this episode here. We have some good plot turns. I'll say key plot points, excuse me. So one, that they're figuring out that Dante's not, even though they might think he's a demon, but he's actually on their side. Two, right? And then you find out right away that they don't have the team that they thought they have to really fight against the real demons. And because the rabbit, not only did he have the stone, he had the other sliver of stone. If you saw the red and blue stone that made the necklace, then also the sword. So all three of those elements together gave him power, basically to almost open the gates of hell and bring in other demons. As you saw, the three demons that were fighting the team there, blowing up their convoy as they try to take Dante to a stronghold, which I don't know if any stronghold will hold him other than if he gets, tag team with this little right rabbit guy with the sword and everything. So fun episode. I don't know if you got into the game, Tommy. And
a little bit of the game. I haven't gone into it. It's one where you're like, all right, great, but it's we've got a shelf full of them, and I like still have the pile keeps growing conversation.
Yeah, I just bought the game. Agado came down a couple weekends ago, and Shinobi Nova, and I picked it up at GameStop. They had all 3 in one cartridge, or disc on Xbox One. So I was like, oh, had Dante 1 or Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3. So I get to play them. Once I get, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna watch the series first, and then I'm gonna go back and play the first one and see if it's anything similar to that or not. You know, if the White Rabbit shows up or not. But the cool thing is, season 2 has been greenlighted, so there will be a Devil May Cry on Netflix season 2 coming here real soon to all the apps streams out there. So I think that's super exciting. So big time. So we got a lot of big stuff that's developing in this episode. I say in this season because the government team that's supposed to be it's called Darkcom. Tommy, I don't know if that was in the game or not, but Darkcom, they supposed to be a badasses that fights these demons. They're like that blue guy and the snake girl and the one other red guy that was like big red guy with the sword. They supposed to be handling them, but they got handled like that dude right there. They kicked their butt. So now it's going to be some restructuring because half of the Darkcom meta demon team is dead. They basically got chopped up, chewed up, spit out all over the road on that convoy attack right there. And so the government got some things to figure out on who is Dante and is he really a good guy? And yes, he is. You need to get him out the handcuffs so he can help y'all fight because y'all just got y'all butt kicked. So that's only episode 3. And I think I got 5 more episodes. So it's 8 episodes total, season 1, something around that number. But super good series. I would have say if you into video game shows, watch it. If you into Demon Hunters or anything like that, which that is a series now called Demon Slayer. So there you go. You might want to jump into something like this if you haven't already. You know, I know I'm a little late to the party. Devil May Cry has been out for a while, so I'm just finally getting to the game, and then to able to watch the series too. I think is very cool, and I think a lot of the streaming apps have done a good job, from Netflix to Prime to Hulu, making some video games into series. As we just watched, we watched Super Mario Galaxy. It's a no-brainer. You should do it. Why you didn't do it sooner type thing. But I'm glad this is on Netflix and breaking it down. So that is my breakdown for that. And then one more segment coming up. We got gaming tips of the week by myself. And we've been in the sport game area. So playing sports games. And that is right up your alley, Mr. Ludio, right? Playing NFL Street. NBA Street, a little bit of Tecmo Bowl, all of them. All right. And and this is a big thing that I learned when I started going to the Tecmo Bowl championships up at the watering hole. It says, like, in sports games, tip of the week is learn the playbooks and the strategies. And like for me, being an old school Tecmo Bowl player, was it Super Tecmo Bowl or after that they added in where you could edit the playbooks and all that stuff?
So Tecmo Super Bowl, you could edit them. You could like pick which plays you want to run during the game.
I had no idea you could do that, and I played that thing every day. I didn't even go down that aisle until I got to watering hole. And I'm like, "Are y'all editing playbooks?" They like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What?"
Yep. Yeah, and like the amount of knowledge that guys have about, and it goes to any game, but like seeing that firsthand about that game too, where you're like, "Oh yeah, it's Tecmo Super Bowl, it's Nintendo, I got it," and you're like, "This is next level."
Mm-hmm. And that game came back out in like 1990 something.
91.
And it was like, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know that. I just thought you just put the game in and learn how to make sure you hit the A button for this and the B button for that and the D-pad and everything else. That was it. That was on the Nintendo controller. It didn't have 12 buttons like today. So the gaming tip of the week is to study the playbooks from the game. So in-game Madden, 2K or NHL or Tecmo Bowl, knowing the playbook can give you a tactical advantage. So spend time practicing. So practice this. Spend time creating or customizing your own plays or the plays that are in there to surprise your opponents, because you got opponents that could go in there and memorize everything.
right? They could see it coming. They could look at the formation. Oh, you're about to do this. You know, you about to run a screenplay, or you about to do a pick and roll, or you're gonna try to. In hockey, you trying to take out my leading scorer or something like that, or do a screenplay with them as they do.
Yeah, you're probably going to get one or two little nuggets of advice.
Yeah, exactly.
Like this weekend or whatever. But the other thing too, like other games where like you find it out way later, you could make your own plays in Blitz too, like from scratch.
Oh, in NFL Blitz?
Yeah, like you could create your own play like from scratch.
See, I didn't know that either. See, I'm gonna get educated this weekend. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna have me a good time. That is crazy. Now Blitz, I thought Blitz was just, I'm just gonna blow you up and then knock your head off. Literally. I saw the playbook, but I'm like, it was basic run play, run left, run right, run up the middle, you know, a crossing play, a post play, deep ball play. But they had quite a few variations of different plays on NFL Blitz.
But every play could pretty much be a flea flicker.
Correct. Yep. You could flick the ball, you know, pitch it on any other play. And you could do that in college football and Madden now. You could just make I wouldn't advise you to do it, but you know, because then you end up losing.
You're running the Chip Kelly offense. It's all like the secret crazy stuff.
Yeah. And some of them coaches got fired, so we don't want to do that either. But yeah, so study, spend time, and to memorize the plays, so then you can then use that for winning. And then, you know, between the games that we talked about, also FC soccer is something to where it's no design plays, but just knowing how to dribble the ball. And we talked about this earlier about learning the mechanics a couple weeks ago in this area too. But that's also in soccer. You got to learn how to pace the field. You can't sprint all the time. You got to learn how to pass and lead from a straight pass to a lead pass. So you lead their teammate into scoring a goal, or lead them into an area where he's not going to be getting hit by a defender right away as soon as he gets the ball. So learning on that is learning all those little ins and outs of playing the game of Madden 2K or NHL or MLB The Show. Study it, make it your own, but then also learn how to, so you can, you know, win games and not be frustrated at the game, you know, and be mad at EA or be mad at MLB The Show, whoever develops that game, you know, 2K. Don't be mad at 2K because of NBA. You can't make a 3-pointer. That's not good. That's not their fault. You got to practice. We're talking about practice, okay?
Not the game.
Not the game. We talking about practice. All right. Remember what AI said? Remember that. We talking about practice. So you better practice. Don't get mad at the developer. That's not their fault. Create your own game. Like I tell Akado, when you want to change something, make your own game.
Look, some things some people make is they need to fix some of their stuff.
Well, you can
That's
fix
why
it
they
if it's your
have
own
patches
game. You
and
can
some
fix
of
it.
it.
You can fix it if it's your own game.
Yeah.
All right. So on that note, Tommy, again, man, thank you for coming in for today's shows and then hanging out for the duration on the show to hit all the segments with us and everything. I appreciate you very much, and I'll be seeing you this weekend. I'll be hitting you up on I think I land around 3 on Friday, so let you know that stuff. But appreciate you sharing your information, sharing your knowledge of what you're doing, and trust me, it might be a Houston.
Thank you again. I totally appreciate it. Totally fun. And if I could have one little request before we sneak out of here.
Yeah, what's up?
Can we hear the gong?
Oh, that's right. I did see that. I saw Akro post that in here, and then I'm like, oh, here we go.
Perfect.
There it is. All right, dog barking. Dog can't hear it. I don't know what he maybe he can. Dogs can't hear good. So there you go. Oh yeah, we haven't hit that in a while. Akado hasn't been wrong or hasn't said something crazy like he did when that happened. That was what you hadn't watched something.
It was quite a few movies, and he kept just
we're talking about either horror movies or we're talking about just movies, and he had not seen some movies that if you a gamer, you live in this space, you better have. It's like verbatim. It's got to be part of the gamer.
There's a lot.
The gamer handbook. We're like, I'm a gamer if I've watched this movie, and he hadn't watched some of those movies. This guy right over here to my right, over there. So, it was it Ready Player One? It was Ready Player One.
I've watched Ready Player
One.
Oh,
no, it wasn't. Okay. I was like,
I'm like, don't give me that much. Like,
don't
get gone for that one.
I'm not. So thank you again, everyone, for joining in. Tommy as well, chat as well. So thanks for tuning in into My Gamers Lounge, where gaming, sports, life all collide. And so we hope you enjoyed the show and got your small little dose of gaming goodness, insightful conversation, which we did a little bit there. Talking about PlayStation and all the craziness going there. So be sure to follow us on social media. That's AG_Gamers Lounge on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Facebook. No, not Facebook. TikTok, Instagram. No, and TikTok, Instagram. There you go. I think that's it. And then here on Twitch, Ahman Green TV. And so download the podcast wherever you download your podcasts and join our community. We got Discord too. I think I'm gonna put that in here. That's here at the back. Boom. Discord, you can join right there as well. So until next time, keep gaming strong and stay very passionate about it. And so I'm Ahman Green, this is CARCADE, and my man Tommy Ludan. We're signing off. Appreciate everybody. Maybe be gaming tonight, maybe not. We'll see. I'll put it out this weekend for sure at Brew City. Broken Bat. Was it Broken Bat?
Yes, Broken Bat Brewing in Brew City.
In Brew City. And it's the Brew Bowl number 5. Or V. 5 or V. 5 or V. There you go. All right, here we go. We're getting out of here now. All right, let me get to the music. Turn on the music. Got this little pop music. Got the little pop music going on. Follow the Discord right there at the bottom of the screen, please. Click it. Take a picture of it real fast. You got the little music going on. Thanks for watching. Join the Discord right there. Boom. Boom. Discord. Join it. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on X. And we're on Twitch. And we're on LinkedIn, y'all. Follow, subscribe, retweet, share, all that stuff you do that a lot of 50-somethings don't know what the hell it is. Please do it. See you next week, 2 o'clock. Same bat time, same bat channel. I've been wanting to say, I say that every week, and I love it because I've been wanting to say that before I saw it after I saw it on the Batman comic book show. So there you go. Enjoy, gentlemen. Thanks again, everyone. Appreciate y'all out there following. Get out of here because I got phone calls to do. Jump on. Bye.